Okay. One second. Not as popular. All right, hold on. One second. I got behind. Okay. Anybody wants to join anyway. So I put the call out. Oh no, I forgot to mute it. All right. So are you going to drink? Well, yes. So a little bit. So I've this. Mm. I put some in my Coke. So I just put it straight in the Coke. Look, can't beat it, right? My glass is in the dishwasher. So yeah, like I said, I took a break most part because I got put on 2 projects at work where I had to do the annual guide revisions for my audit department. So I ran both groups. And then plus my kids had spring sports were in full session. So other than like I had strongman on, that was pretty simple. So other than that, I haven't done a ton as far as like YouTube. I've done some background for some video ideas, but I guess I can get back more in the swing of things next week. So anyways, I don't think I missed much, right? No big deals, nothing. So um let's see who's here. We got hello, Gian. Gian. I'm probably butchering that. Gil is here. Bacon. Fuhat. There's Fuhat. There we go. So this will probably I don't have a ton. I've started looking at a few things right this weekend, but so the Roaring Kitty thing was kind of funny. I was watching part of it today because I was off today. What was so funny, the CNBC are showing the clips before he starts. So this is just me guessing. I think like he was watching CNBC to see what coverage they were doing, and he saw that they were showing like his live stream like thumbnail. So he just starts. Here's this huge big, he does the big intro with the cool effects. He does the big disclaimer, and then he comes on, and he just he's just there sitting with his arm in a sling, pretending to be injured for like, I think he did this for like a minute straight. He was so freaking trolling like CNBC. I swear to God, I was laughing so hard. It's just like, and he grew his hair out too. But this guy, man, he's living his best life. What does he have? $300 million now. I mean, good for him. God bless America. So it's like, holy shit, this guy. I haven't partaken in anything with GameStop this time, like the first time. It's just not, I've been so busy. But honestly, the markets are ready for these moves. This is crazy. Like it's not a week. It's not like it lasts a week or two. This lasts a day. I wouldn't even, I don't think I'd even try at this point. You would just, I don't know. You'd have to like see a meme get posted and immediately buy stuff. Like, and if you're not on top of it, then I don't think you're going to do well. You're probably going to be the people losing money. Oh, Roaring Kitty was awesome as an actor and professional troll. I love like this. He's just here. He's on 600,000 people are watching this. It's on network television. It's some dude just sitting there pretending to be hurt for like a minute, and then he just goes into it. Like I love it. He doesn't care. Like he's a good investor. He knows he's a good investor, and he just doesn't give a shit what anyone thinks of him. He's just got the bankroll. That's all. He's got the money. He doesn't care what you think of him. The people that like call him an idiot, I'm like, he's got better returns than almost all these investors that you follow online. from last GameStop to this. So he's living his best life. Like, I love it. So I think he kept the band-aids on the whole time. I left like halfway through. He was drinking a beer the whole time. Awesome. So I mean, his thesis is still the same, he said, but he brought in he thinks that they'll be able to do something special with all this capital they've raised, is what it sounds like. Uh, which is really what you'd have to believe to buy GameStop at this point. If you're unless you're day trading GameStop, like if you're investing in it, which is what it sounds like he's saying, like you have to believe Ryan Cohen is going to do something special with that pile of cash, that war chest, and not blow it on something. Maybe. You could take that wild ride if you want. we, we will see. I'm here. I'm very entertained. Um, if I would never, ever, ever short GameStop. I think you're crazy to short this company. Like you're just crazy. This is the company for this. You're nuts. Now, AMC is a different story. AMC is a clown show in every way, shape, or form. It's just like that's one to think about. But like this, forget it. I'm just here for the ride for this. What else? I love how and then there's all this chatter about how this should be wrong and they're going to investigate him. Um like the E-Trade's going to kick him off their platform. All this bullshit. He hasn't done anything wrong. He bought a position in a company and he's saying he likes the stock. Okay? Like think of all the people on CNBC that go on there, right? The only thing I guess you could critique him, he hasn't put out like his thesis like in a paper, like in some sort of opinion piece. He hasn't like put out like that type of content on GameStop. So you don't have to. I guess that's the one little criticism you could say. But how many people go on CNBC and then they want to talk about like stocks they own, right? Or stocks they will own after. Famous Bill Ackman went on CNBC and was like trashing hotel stocks during COVID, and then he was buying them at the same time. Hilton. So this is like it's ridiculous. He has no insider information. That's where he'd get in trouble. Which hopefully he wouldn't be dumb enough to try and be in contact with people at the company or something like that. And it's unclear if he's working with any. Some people are thinking that he was working with some hedge fund because when he put his position up, he had which I was shocked. I think he had 120 million when he did his initial Reddit post. And I remember when he ended the last post, I think of the GameStop original run, he was at like 40 million. So I'm like, that's a big jump, which is what most people are like, well, how do you go from 40 to 120? Maybe he's just been silent and just crushing returns, honestly. He's really good at this stuff. So it wouldn't surprise me if that's just his returns. He has no, he doesn't have to tell anyone how he did it. If he has to if he has to file certain, if it's certain investors, then he'd have to file disclosures maybe, but who cares? But I think he's up to 350 million now. It briefly touched a billion this morning, his position. But it's just crazy to see like a retail guy have power like this. Like one guy, I mean, this is like real power for some retail investor got to just move markets. It's not even like a stock. When he does these posts, it's like there's this whole basket of meme stocks that just freaking flies. It's just something to see. Quite the time we live in. GMA started buying PSA graded trading cards, specific phone cards. Fat margins buying at 34 cents on the dollar and selling market price. I've said like the path forward, if they can just cut back to like, I mean, I'm not like putting out a thesis on GameStop. They cut back to like only the efficient, the really profitable stores they're running. So they slim down and then they focus on new businesses and they almost become like a holding company and they let Ryan Cohen run it that way. I mean, there's a path that can work, right? There's a path that could work. Um, I did a video before. The track record of companies investing in other companies, right? It's pretty dismal. So historically, it's not in their favor to do this. Doesn't mean it can't work though. but like Altria buying Bud was a disaster. Um, so stuff like that. Usually, I mean, if they get some sort of insider deal buying another company, not just buying it on the open market, maybe, but you because you don't have control. If you just buy like a 10% holding in a company, you don't have a controlling interest in it, so they can make crappy decisions, and then you're just holding the bag. So, well, so we'll see. If you, I don't know, like, could you speculate on GameStop? Is there a path? I mean, right now the valuation is like, I'm not even gonna value this thing. Like, it's not about valuation. It's not. So it is what it is. I missed this because I obviously didn't do anything last week. Hold on a second. Okay. So this was fascinating. This Synapse bankruptcy. And so they're like this payroll, they're like this vendor, right? So they linked old boring, banks, right? Just random banks across America, and they can link them to a fintech something. And then they just go bankrupt. So because of this, you had all these customers at one specific company or one website, Yotta, this thing. There might be more because as far as I know right now, this is the one that got hit where they couldn't take the money out. Um, so again, like fintech, it's freaking such a terrible, crappy business to invest in. I swear to God. So you look at this, like just for people, like okay, younger people watching this. All right, I'm not pointing at anybody, but you go to Yada, do this for any bank you're going to put, any place that you're going to give your money to hold for you. Okay. Go to the bottom. Okay. Because obviously Yada is not a bank. So who is holding your money? A bank has to hold your money. Yada can't do it. Okay. You have to have a bank charter to be a bank. So you go right here. Here's the bank, Evolve Bank and Trust. Okay. So you can see Evolve Bank and Trust. Man, it's so damn it's black. I know you can't read it. Evolve Bank and Trust, member FDIC. I verified they are. I checked on the federal website, so I can go now to Evolve. So we go look at this. Is their website even going to work? I clicked it. So I'm trying. I mean, I go look at this. I'm like, okay, so here's who. This is who holds your money. Okay, who the hell are these people? This is some podunk backwoods bank in Arkansas. Okay. Now they're what they do, they put a lot of these banks, these really small banks, they'll put flashy graphics on their website, right? They're trying to convince you they're like a modern bank. But this is like some backwoods bank from the freaking deep south. And this is who's holding your money now. Like, would you ever do business with this entity on your own? You know? Like, be honest with yourself. You would never do business with this company. But now you let them hold your money, and now you're in this weird place where they have the money, but I'm assuming that Yada or Synapse had the actual ledgers probably accounting for individual customers. I'm betting. So Evolve probably just is like, yeah, we'll hold the money. Sure. You want us to hold the money? Sure, we'll hold it. They probably, in their agreement, probably have no responsibility to the customers, I'll bet. Barely. I bet you it was the responsibility of Synapse and Yada to actually decide, have the control of how much for each customer. That's the problem right now. So now they're pointing fingers because it's like, well, you get your money back because it's FDIC. Well, the bank didn't fail. So when are you going to get your money back? FDIC insurance is for when like the bank fails, right? You've seen those old, like during the Great Recession, the feds go in at 5 a.m. They knock on the window and they take the bank over. All right. And then 2 days, like the next day or even that day, it's now covered by the federal government and they start giving the money back to people. Like that's how this stuff works. But in this case, like the bank didn't go bankrupt. The Synapse did. Synapse is not a bank. Um, so this is just like something I would tell like who's holding your money. Be very careful. You should make sure they're FDIC. Don't trust the bottom page. You can easily check that a bank is FDIC and only give your money to FDIC charter or insured entities, not these garbage fintech websites. So this is craziness. I don't know why people and this whole Yotta thing. Like, if this appeals to you, like you need to disconnect your gambling addict. You have addictions and entertainment, and you have like your financial responsibilities to yourself, like your family and your retirement. They should not intermix. There's time for fun and there's time for like big boy adulting, right? And this is garbage. Like, what are you doing? You don't need this is not necessary in life, right? Go to a big boring bank, go in or a credit union. I use a big boring bank and a credit union, right? They both have different tools. But this is nonsense for you people to even think about using something like this and putting any sort of sizable and then everyone will say it's just like my throwaway money. Oh, well, that's not true. This is a saving. The whole purpose of this is to save money. They have savings accounts. If you want to go throw your money away, then I mean, there's sports betting, so that's not true. Like, okay, like, but you need to separate the two, like entertainment and your financial. It's like this. Oh my god. Well, these people are paying the price for this now. So, um, yeah. So 85,000 customers lose access. I mean, at some point they will get their funds, right? It will come back. It's going to be a mess, and you don't know how long it's going to be frozen. And God help you if you had your actual if people had their real money in this, like that they needed. Hopefully this was just like throwaway side money. But these people will learn that lesson now, won't you? Because please just like put your money with real banks, not this stuff. And there was other part, yeah. 85 million of customer savings is missing. Like this is screwed. Like so like the numbers aren't matching. Whoever's doing the like whoever took over this entity in the bankruptcy, they're trying to unfurl this just like the FTX auditors. I mean, this could take a while. They've got to figure out where all the money went. What a disaster. But let's see who's here. Do you really think Dan the Matrix will let some random retail guy hold this power? Oh, he's talking about Roy and Kitty. I mean, does the Roy and Kitty have he doesn't have like Buffett power, but he has power. It's pretty impressive, but it doesn't mean you're gonna benefit from it. I mean, he'll benefit from this. I can't wait to see Graham Stephan oh, that's right. Yeah, Graham Stephan deleted his video I saw, which, this isn't the first time Graham Stephan has been caught doing this type of stuff. What do you expect? But it doesn't matter. He gets his views. Nobody cares. Um, Streams are not the same without you. Without who? Oh. Yeehaw, Dan. Nobody's banned. I let Paul invest my money. Oh no, not Paul. Do you want to see? I was gonna do a bit because Paul sends out like emails now. So I was gonna do a bit where I was gonna do like deep thoughts by Jack Handy, the SNL skits from the old days, and I was gonna do it for Paul if I had time. Because yeah, I get like I don't even know how I mean I used their software for like 1 month, like years ago now, but now I'm getting like weekly letters from him. It's just kind of funny. Let's see if I can pull this up. I'll do it in a second. Yeah, do you think wait, what? Do you think Graham Stephan holds accountability for promoting it? I mean, he's not just promoting it, he said he invested in the company. So if he really did invest in Yotta, I mean, he's probably going to get named in the lawsuits that are going to come after this. But then again, it's not the end of the world. He's not going to prison over this. I mean, unless he like siphoned money off of Yotta or whatever. But I don't know. Maybe he pays a fee. Maybe he pays a few thousand in a lawsuit. Dan, talk about Lafufu. What did he do? I mean, you have to be more specific about what Lafufu has done recently that I'm supposed to make fun of. Oh, I should say, so this is my Afghanistan shirt. I don't have a hat, but since it's yesterday was June 6th, this is my enduring freedom polo that I bought at the airport in Kabul before I flew home. So it's I really want to go to Normandy next few years. I've never my friend went to Normandy last year and he said it's really powerful to be in that place. Like when you understand what happened, like it's very emotional to actually visit that part of the world, and the damage is still there, right, from the war. So hopefully in the next few years I get a chance to go there. Anyways, he owns seed shares in Yotta. He said in the podcast he had the owner of Yotta on iced coffee. Did he? Oh, 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 wait. Let me see. Let's investigate. Iced coffee hour, Yotta. Let's see if it comes out. I bet he pulled it. No, it can't be this guy. No. No, I don't know. Let's see if it comes up here. Yotta. No. Why'd this come up when I wrote Yotta? It must. Does he have a link in it? Does he have a link? I don't see a link. I don't. He must have deleted it. It ain't here. That's hilarious. But these people, these poor, you're losing your money. Like I already did. Like I should do another checklist video. I already explained what I think people should do. My 20-year-old checklist video, which is pretty old. I wonder if I just do 20-year-old checklist. Hey, it does pop up. How about that? So here's one. I mean, I talked about it here. Like, I think you should have a big institutional bank and you should have a credit union because I think they both do different things for you. It's my opinion. But and they do offer different things. I actually have like 4 banks, and this was another thing that I always laughed about. Like SoFi said that they want to create this ecosystem for customers where you do all your banking with them. Robinhood wants to do the similar thing, but I'm like, I literally have 4 banks, and all 4 of them do one specific thing better than the others. That's why I have 4. It's not just because I felt like having 4 banks. One of them has the best HELOCs. One of them has the best credit cards. One has the best interest rates on loans, and one of the last ones has the best free services, like transfers, wires, stuff like that. They all have specific reasons that I do business with them. So people like me I don't have a problem working with 4 banks. It's not a problem. And there's no indication customers even care to have one bank for all their stuff. Most people, I think, have no problem dealing with multiple institutions. And like Gary said, when we talk about like every bank says they're going to create an ecosystem, and there's no proof it even provides a value customers want. For like, do customers even care about this whole ecosystem shit? There's no proof that even's true. But okay, wait, someone up here, I saw a comment. Da-da-da-da. I skipped a comment. Thoughts on tactical shoe shiner? Should I ring it up? Okay. Ryan, you ain't here yet, or you're probably gone, I'm sure. So stock, what's his name? Tactical stock scalper. So it's funny because I haven't done any videos on Defiance. It's in the works. At some point, I'm going to do Defiance, just like I've talked about Yield Max. But people have asked me to do Defiance videos, which I'm like, I'll get around to it. So he did a video. He basically is going at Strongman here. I'm pretty sure Strongman's going to respond because the title, cheek clapping. Who do you think says that? So I'm sure Strongman will respond, but like he just like he talks about how he's doing so well, and I noticed this one. So this was the one I saw last or 5 days ago. Disappointed in Defiance funds in my retirement. So basically in the video, he's bailing on Defiance, and I guess he's doubling down on Yield Max. So I was like laughing my ass off. I'm like, He's like, "You're all idiots. I'm so smart. I'm the guy that high yield warriors. Yeah, man, you guys are all haters." And then he just casually does a video where he bails on one of these, there's only like what, 3 of these companies, right? It's like Defiance, Yield Max, and Curve or Clip, whatever. So he's bailed on one of them. And I'm like, so I haven't followed Defiance. Like I said, I haven't even done the research yet. But then I'm like, okay, why'd he bail? So I look year to date. Oh, look, there you go. What did you expect? This is what this trash is. Like, I what do you expect? And then they have was it IWMY? Yeah, here's the other one. It's almost 30% down also. And then I know they have Jeppy. Nice way to hack the other or the JP Morgan one. Okay, this one's actually done not the worst. So the other two are down 30%, and this one's down 11% year to date. So I'm like, what the hell do these even do? So like this one, I looked at it, I looked at the prospectus, so I get it. They they sell puts. Like, this is such trash. I just okay, let's see if I can pull the website up. Okay. Yeah. Okay, put writing strategy. So you're gonna take a growth fund, a growth fund, people, and you're gonna write puts on it. Okay. What the hell did you think was gonna happen? This is like the worst, most garbage thing I've ever heard of in my life. I can't believe people buy this stuff. Like, what did you think was gonna happen? I've already explained that writing puts as a long-term investment strategy, writing puts is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. And I covered that with the video about Paul doing it with Alta. It is so Paul underperforms all the time. And it's like, okay, why does he? Because he does this put writing strategy. You are limiting your upside, you're not limiting the downside. And the premium yield is unimpressive compared to the return of the market. And at least picking stocks gives you upside of the stock picking itself. Like you're taking all the reasons you'd pick a stock, you're and all the positives, and you're throwing it in the trash, but then you keep all the bad parts of picking individuals. Um, yeah, you're gonna get clapped when you do stuff like this. This is so silly to do stuff like this. This is nonsense to invest in a fund that and they just do the index, right? So this doesn't pick individuals. Like Devo does individual contracts on companies based on analysis and beta and timing of the market. That's why Devo is actually sustainable, I think, because there's a person that's making intelligent decisions on options and derivatives. It's an art, not a science, in my opinion. This is just like cold. This thing's just like robotically every month they're just writing puts on the market, and they have the different versions of it, or just different indexes doing the same strategy. I'm like, so this dude, like, he makes fun of like strongman, and I know some other YouTubers that make fun of Yield Max and Defiance, but it's like he says we know nothing. It's like, okay, if you want to look at this, buddy, again, like, okay, you run a food business, okay? I'm sure you run your food business excellently. I don't know, you flip the burgers better than anyone, but like, I'm an auditor and I do fraud detection, okay? Citizen of the Year is an auditor. So to say we're just some dudes is not true. There's people with more financial education and actual practical, use in real life. You're just a dude that runs a food truck. Like, so yeah, no, we're not just dudes like you. It's not true. And I'm not a dude like some investment banker. I'm not. No, he has more experience and education than me, I'm sure. So there's levels to this game, is what I would tell this guy. There's levels to this game. You are investing in very high level derivative products, and your knowledge of investing is at the bottom. You're going to fail. And these freaking fund managers are eating you alive. They're eating you alive. Look at this. Yeah, 16% down on this one. I mean, you're just getting crushed. Look at 30%. Look at, like, they're just taking your fees and taking your money. And someone's going to tell me, "Oh, if you had the stock, the dividends, and then you do all right. Like, you'll never do as well as the underlying. So this will never outperform the Nasdaq." So if you don't need the income right now, which I would say it's a terrible way to get income anyways, like these people are just it's what Fabio and me have been saying. It's literally it's the poor people that are getting preyed on. The poor, desperate people get preyed on with this with these option things, these high yield monstrosities. So it's a shame. I should do a whole video on this, which there's not much more to talk about. This is actually much easier to understand than yield max. That's saying this is very easy to understand compared to what yield max is doing, which isn't much harder, but like this is such nonsense to buy things like this. I can't believe it. And anybody out there that puts this Defiance woman on their channel, shame on you. I don't care if you ask her hard questions. Bullshit. You are platforming someone running a crappy ETF fund that is taking retail investors' money. No, and you're on my hit list if you do. I don't think you're a nice person. So you could tell me you ask her all the hard questions. I guarantee your questions aren't that hard. Um, and if you platform these people, you're wrong. I think you're wrong. You shouldn't platform the Yield Max guy, the Defiance guy, the guy that runs Clip and Curve, all these people. No, you should incessantly bash these terrible funds that steal people's money. And you should not give them an opportunity to defend themselves. It's not fair. So that's that guy. I'm sure there'll be more to this. He probably says he makes money, I'm sure. All the funds he invests in lose money. Magically, he'll say he makes money, though, of course, because you can't admit you're failing. That's not how this works. Oh, yeah, they locked. You can't take your money out of Yotta. I sold Alta because of Paul. I would never make Alta like a big position. Kind of part of Paul. No, I'm just joking, but yeah, it's my conviction level on this is it's gonna be like tiny little position for me. I've just kind of always wanted to own Alta. So I don't know, like see, here's the thing. People say, oh, if you like the stock at this price, you'd love it at like 350. I'm like, that's not true. Um, if it dropped to like 350, that changes. I have to rethink. I don't think I would buy more necessarily. I think I'm fine with what I bought. We'll see what happens. I'm hoping to get out of it at 550, 600 at some point. We'll see. At least I didn't write puts on it. Jesus Christ. Could have just bought freaking, I could just buy more of my ETFs rather than do that nonsense. But Dan is capping on my Discord message. Dude, I don't have, what the hell did you send me? Oh. Oh, really? Okay, wait a minute. Can I pull this over? Give me a second. Okay, this is funny. Okay, we got this up. Oh my God, what is this? Everything we know about Graham Stephan. Is this new or old? Where's the date? Oh, okay, old. Oh, this is on Yadas. Oh my God. Look at this. He's right on there. He let them, well, if he's the owner, right? I mean, it's not just he's advertising. If he was only advertising and he let them do this, put him on this page like this, that's freaking dumb. Income streams, online courses. Oh my God. This is such nonsense. Okay, wait. Start saving like Graham Stephan. We hope you enjoyed this article and everything there is to know about Graham Stephan. If you're a fan of Graham's, you might have learned something new and inspirational about his personal story and how he became successful. If you haven't, okay, well, who cares? Like Graham, we at Yotta want to help Americans achieve financial security while having fun. Are you having fun, Yotta people? Are you having fun? Are you enjoying? Are you not entertained? Wait, wait, hold on. Where is it? Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Oh, I'm sorry. Like any of you that actually have Yotta money, I hope you'll get your money. Like you'll get it at some point. There's just might take a while. Like lawyers will get involved, I'm sure. Oof, my God, it's not a good look. Okay. What else was I going to talk about before we hit the road? And then I can do more actual real crap. This is a Friday hang. You can say anything you want to me right now. Just don't spam comments. If you're going to be insulting, just make it one comment and that'll be fine. So let's talk about Synapse, Defiance funds. Like, I don't understand. Just there's people like, why do you need option ETFs if you're like 20, 30 years old? Okay, if you're retired, maybe we can talk differently because maybe by chance there's a reason for a retired person to have these things, which I really honestly doubt. But if you're not retired, why do you don't need the income? It's not a snowball because a snowball is an investment where the dividends grow over your life. Like Pepsi, right? 10% dividend growth per year for a long time now. Like you don't get that with options. Options pay what they pay based on the market and it's based on various factors, beta or volatility and all that. So there's no growth in those premiums. So like it defeats the whole logic of a snowball. I don't understand why you wouldn't just wait. You just have QQQ. And then when you retire, maybe you want to have one of these QQQ option writing things so you don't have to do it yourself. Fair enough. Because now you need income, but you don't feel comfortable enough to do your own option strategy on it. I fine, but like if you're 25, what the hell are you doing? You don't need this stuff. Sofi. Okay. I, I just noticed, that's the other thing I noticed last week. I gotta write I need to write like when something interesting comes out, I need to write it down so when I do a live, I can talk about it. Because I'll get a few days later and I'll lose track of what I wanted to talk about. But I noticed like there's kind of some desperation in the SoFi community. I've seen it a bit, and I stalk a lot of different SoFi groups. And when I'm like late at night when I'm bored, they are starting to question like more than ever the seeds of doubt are there, which is so hilarious. And they're starting to think like, did I pick the wrong? Is this really a pile of shit? This company, or what did I do wrong, or why is it not doing anything? And they're starting to see like it's just this long, slow, continuous race to the down, like to death. And they have brief moments of yay, and then it just goes down again. But I mean, this isn't to be going to the thesis of why this is a terrible company. There's plenty of content I've done in Fabio that you want to see, like uh why we don't like this company, and we haven't liked it for some time, over a year now. We've said stay away from this as an investment, real big flaws. This is like me looking at the 10K, analyzing this company, and I see the flaws. Gary told us some stuff too. Man, you people, like, this is not the company you want to speculate on. But like you can kind of see like some of the doubts. I'm just enjoying it. Where was it, the one? They're like freaking out about it. And what's funny is I had said this before, they're gonna start pivoting these channels. The SoFi channels will start pivoting to other fintechs, and you're gonna see it. And he's started to do it now. He's got like Robinhood PayPal, PayPal, 4. He had Shift 4 people on. You're gonna see it. They're gonna pivot when they realize this stock is terrible. What and there's things I suspect that are gonna come out. Um, I don't want to say it now, but there's things that could come out about SoFi. Man, it's gonna be like a $2 stock for if they're lucky, if some things come out. So like, why did people get excited about SoFi? I still don't understand it. It I don't understand what was ever so interesting about this thing. Nobody's ever explained it to me. So it's like the origin. Where did this come? Was it just because it was a Chamath SPAC? And all his SPACs are terrible. Like this included. Every SPAC that man touched is death. So I don't know. And now they want to invest in this new bank after it's already run so high, which is a fintech in Latin America. Like I'm sure, yeah, that's what you want to put like 50% of your money in. Like that, maybe it's a good speculative little investment, but It's just funny. They were so sure SoFi was the way, and now the doubt's there. And this guy still offers a course to teach you how to 10x invest on SoFi stock. Don't let him off the hook on this. So somebody out there paid him $300-400. I don't remember what he charges. Somebody's out $300-400 for a guy to teach you how to invest in this, like in this. So, I mean, I have some 3-4x small investments I've taken chances on. 10x, that's a hurdle. I've never had a 10x. I've done 6 maybe, but these are small investments, mind you. So it's like a speculative small investment. You put 2 grand into a nano cap that builds like drone defense. Okay, now it turns into like 8,500. That's awesome. And then if you combine that with that gives you a great return with your indexing. And if it bellies up, then okay, it's a tax write off for the year, I suppose. But SoFi, I'll never. I don't know. I've done enough celebrating. I don't know what else I'm going to celebrate with this, but just a slow deterioration of the bottom. I can't even comment. Tanner blocked me. Can't take the pressure. Oh, he already sent that. You got to own the companies you use the products from, Dan. Okay. Oh, wait. Oh, you reminded me of something. Okay. Thank you. I wanted to bring this up. This was a note. I would say on the compound, this was a great episode. Stephanie Link's episode. I don't think she's ever been on the compound and friends. Great listen if you got an hour. But they had where is it? Apex? I think it was Apex. This guy. This fucking guy. So he wants to so the whole spiel on this video, I was listening to this while I mowed the lawn. So he wants to create some sort of credit card benefit where when you go to Home Depot, you slide your card for Home Depot and you get like a 2% reward, right? No, 1 or 2% reward for your credit card. He wants you the system, instead of giving you points or cash back, will buy Home Depot stock, or if you go to Nike or Starbucks. So they're linking like you being a customer with being an owner. This is like the dumbest idea. Like I couldn't. What a waste of brain power to even think of this. Like, how much money would you have to spend to even have a meaningful account with any of these companies? So like say you're doing a home renovation. Okay, like let's say you actually are doing a big home renovation. Say you spend $15,000 at Home Depot. Like, okay, 2% reward, $300. I mean, and then this is like once in a right. Like, how many times are you doing a home renovation? That year you get 1 share. You don't even get 1 share of Home Depot. So it's just like this idea is so weird. So like say every time you go to Starbucks and you get like your Frappuccino thing for like $10, right? You get 2 cents. So how the hell are they going to have fractional accounts that have like pennies worth of stock in it? Who's the administrative burden on that? Because then you're a shareholder, right? As soon as you start owning shares, now the company has to like send you materials, cost them money. So Starbucks is going to have all these owners that own 40, 50 cents of stock. Like, I couldn't believe they make it so hard. This is so not necessary. Charles Schwab has a credit card that invests for you, cash back for your brokerage account. Like, there's already products that like give you cash back on your credit card into your brokerage account. That already exists. They just put the money in. So it's no different than a cashback a card, right? Instead of going into your bank account, it goes into your brokerage. So be it. But I couldn't like I'm just like, what a waste of like thought and brain power that people working on this stupid idea, I thought. And Josh wasn't really convinced of it either, I don't think. Oh, there was that. Made me laugh. So you're gonna have this account with like 50 freaking stocks and you own like 10 cents of each stock. Like, what a waste of your time to even have to think about that. It's a waste of your damn time. What? SoFi investors are so impatient. Might as well hold BTI like the old guy. Hey, hey, I own BTI. I'm an old guy though. If you're talking about me, then yeah, I bought BTI because I wanted money for vacations. So it's like a vacation fund, and I think the stock will do pretty well. So I need about 10 grand a year. I figure to go on 2 vacations. Well, most of what I need. So I'm in the later stages, unlike you people, some of you. But so there's that, and then this one other thing. I really enjoyed this while I was working on projects the last few weeks. Those I highly recommend you all listen to this. Very my whole friend group, we got hooked on Acquired like a month ago. So my friends have listened to a ton of them. I got through this, and then I got through half of the Visa one. I did the Porsche one, and then I think Starbucks, they just came out where actually Howard Schultz was in it. This is well worth your time. I didn't know like Lockheed Martin's, and I'm a shareholder. I've owned the stock for like a decade, but I didn't know that Lockheed Martin started Silicon Valley. I don't want to spoil it, but when you listen, it all makes sense. So Lockheed Martin is why there is a thing called Silicon Valley, and it has to do with the Cold War. So there's that part. But very interesting. Like this company has shaped America more than you think. Very cool. Very cool episode. So I thought that was a good one. The Porsche one's just entertaining. I don't think you're gonna learn anything very specific about the Porsche one, but it's just that company's crazy. All the ownership in it. So there's that. If you want something to listen to, I will quit the marijuana if Gil says it's gay. What? All right. So que- anything I need any questions? Like I have some sort of insight that you want. Like I guess if there's one got like 12, 15 minutes till an hour. If there's any topic anyone wants to bring up, but I handed in my project, so I'm more free. And then this is the last week of spring sports this next week. So I'm more free to do hopefully keep with normal once a week doing live streams, and then try and do more, and then the do videos content of like subjects. I like doing it that way. The video format for subjects is more fun. But then I can say the live streams are more shit talking and with some interesting things. Um, I don't know if you can hear an airplane. So I'm on the landing side of the airport. So it's not as loud as the takeoff, but they land occasionally. You got to take on Booz Allen. No. Are they suffering? The Booze people? Wait, that's not the Booze people. That's the isn't that the private equity firm? Holding company. I have nothing to say about this. I'm not a private equity. I don't invest in private equity, so I don't know. Wait a minute. Okay, sorry. How how to maintain work-life balance? Um, it's tough. You just have to. I've always the military taught me how to be a multitasker very like pretty well. So, and plus my job, honestly, my job is like ingrained multitask because I used to when I was a clerk, I like sat at a desk, I just did one thing every day, right? And that's all I did, that thing, right? And you just work at that thing every day, that pile of paper. But then I became an auditor and then a supervisor, and now it's like I have to juggle all these things at the same time, working out, keeping my house straight, kids. I don't keep a calendar. So I kind of figure time for each. Like I'll be on a weekend. I already kind of picture what I want to do for a day. Um, but yeah, when I was younger and I went to school, like I guess that would be the harder part when I was going to night school. So it was 2 years almost of me working all day. So I would do powerlifting, right, to work out. I would work all day, and then I would have to study or go to class almost every night to go to accounting school. Um, you just have to. set your mind that you want to do something. And I think goals help too. Like not just saying, "Oh, I'm going to do this every day." Like goals kind of help. Say like I'm training for this, or if you're going to read, I will read not even you got time limit or pages every night, every time. But hold on a second. Yeah, so like I rotate books, and then I have to like figure out my weightlifting plans. I don't just go to the gym. I'll go through a cycle of a weightlifting plan. Something for like 8 weeks, and then I'll cycle to something different or running. But yeah, just having goals, multiple goals all working at the same time, I think. Set your mind to something. Like I set I built my computer. I set a time to research and then put aside, to build it, and you can do anything. But priorities, like your family comes first and then your job, and I think health is the next. Investing is probably like the sixth thing I do, honestly. So I just got this one, so I'm looking forward to reading it. It's so I'm just about finished. I just finished my last book. This is like the memoir of some woman that worked in private equity. So I just saw it pop up on Amazon, and I thought, oh, because I usually I try and do 50 pages a day reading. So don't tell me to get a Kindle, piece of trash. I honestly think you retain information on paper better. Oh, cool. So I grew up near a Lockheed Martin. My friend's dad worked there. That's how I knew about it. So I grew up in Syracuse. So there was actually still is there. Yeah. So I kind of live near Lockheed Martin. That's cool. How do I buy Deloitte stock? Can't find the ticker. I don't think they have stock. I'm pretty sure they don't. I think the only accounting firm I know that has stock is CBiz, right? Uh, I think this is the only accounting firm that you can buy stock in. Yep. They've done great though. I mean, I looked at it once before and I was like, be funny to make like millions of dollars investing in an accounting as you work as an accountant. So, but yeah. I don't think the big four have stock though. I'm pretty sure they don't. Um, yeah, I know they do it's just I've never looked at them, so I don't have anything to say about Booz Allen. I know they do military stuff. Yeah. Uncle Dan dropping knowledge bombs. People think like, "Oh, I don't feel like I have a good handle on stuff sometimes, but um I kind of figured tonight would be a good time. But like I know I'm going to go work out tomorrow. I have one thing to fix in my basement, and then we're going to do a day trip for a little while somewhere, which we have 3 ideas but weather dependent. That's the one like it's not really marriage advice. It's more like for your sanity. Like if you're gonna like you go to the gym, you go work, right? You have to sit and watch your kids play sports. Like at some point, you need like I need like a day trip for like every 2 weeks. And a day trip's not just go to the mall. To me, it's like you go somewhere like an hour away from your home. You spend a portion of your day there. That like a day trip. Like those are huge for me. Like once every 2 weeks. Why do people prefer CUDA as a moat for NVIDIA? Why couldn't competent programmers write abstract layers, trivial margin, GPU? It's a great question. Yeah. So I watched, I don't know if anyone here, I'm not exactly the most tech savvy investor. Computex. Did I spell it right? I think I screwed up how to spell it. Oh, yeah, I did. Wait. Computex Intel 2024. They did their presentation. Where's their damn channel? Here we go. I mean, if you have time, again, here's another thing you can watch. So I watched the Intel and the AMD one. So the AM those are the 2 I'm interested in. Well, I own AMD, but this Intel one's interesting because at the price it's at, it's a very interesting idea of an investment. And I know somebody that's very bullish on it in the Discord community. So I enjoy talking to those. I make fun of them, but I'm actually interested. I'm just busting balls. But it's just a question: can they execute? They have to execute so many things for this to work out because they're doing the foundry and the design and the AI chips and it just there's so many moving pieces to this company. It's like if some of this hits, like it could be a great investment. Like that $30 could become 60 um at the valuation it's at. I'm just like, I'm so not convinced. I don't know. I get like some of the like I understand a little bit about their GPU or their GPU has it's using different memory. It's not the same memory as Nvidia. So they probably won't have the supply issue. That was one thing I was concerned about because like I think Nvidia and AMD bought up all the high speed RAM memory for the next like 2 years. So I was like, where's Intel going to get the memory they need to do these GPUs? But I think they can because they're using different format. So and then it's just like, can they get these? They got the ASML, machines that they just bought. Um, they got to get this up and running. They have to start producing for customers. I think they talked about producing for ARM even. So it's interesting though at the price it is. I don't have a lot of faith in them. So it's not like people, oh, you think they're going to bankrupt? Like it's not going bankrupt. This company. America will not let this company go bankrupt. There's companies in America that are pivotal to America and our success. This company's not going anywhere. So that's you could almost say that's kind of factors into your equation of risk because this company's not going bankrupt. I guarantee you, the government will save them. They need them for the defense industry, national security. So I don't know. I don't know if I buy into what they're doing though. But yeah, like his question, like the Nvidia is big from what I've seen. And it's just the software component. No one has a candle. No one like and AMD does not have not even close. That's the biggest thing I see. The biggest thing I'd like to see Lisa Su work on is the software side of AMD, more than just the design. But there is no other really great alternative from what I've seen. So yeah, I think Intel has probably got a better case for that than AMD, but it's interesting time we're in. Um, there is one company I'm thinking about. Okay, I'll give you one company. I just started looking at this like yesterday. Um, because I noticed it's on my watch list. So I have Carrier and Tran. So I've always wanted that this is like the third leg of my HVAC thesis, and which they all kind of are different businesses, similar though. I've always wanted this company. Um, it's but it ripped, right? It's been on a tear. So I'm like, you know what? I don't like it at the valuation up here, but now it's starting to drop. So they had some revenue misses. Their last earnings revenue miss, but their margins increased, so they hit their net income. Um, so I'm kind of digging into it more now. Now that we're pulled back from like kind of absurd prices, it's a excellent company, well run. I think some macro factors have caused them to miss sales a bit. Some of their volume is down. So, and here's something different. Carrier has data center cooling, and so does this company. But I'm wondering, is this a real business? Because you got to be leery. Like I went to the transcript. They mention data centers a lot in the call, which concerns me. And also in the presentations, I talked about this with Sofi. The presentation is what they want you to think of. Management wants you to look at that. Like that's, right, that's the hand. And then what's behind the back is the filings. So, but if I like search data center, let me go here. Hold on. I'm very early on this one. I'm not sure yet if this is the right price yet or time for this. But you can see like they mentioned data centers quite a bit. These are all the managers talking about we've added a sixth slice of pie because they've separated it in their presentation, the data center portion. So are they doing this because they missed on sales, or are they doing this because they were planning to separate it because they know this is an interesting business now for them? Data center cooling, right? Given the capacity and density of new AI data centers, customers are looking to provide unique airside liquid cooling solutions. So they have their own division for data center cooling. Now, this is management being very, fluffing this a bit, right? Because this was not a great quarter for them. Um, so that and magnitude of opportunities within data centers leaves us little doubt we'll be able to achieve our long-term goal of 10% plus revenue growth. Okay. So this is kind of how I look. We start with the management. I want to see what management's saying to me. Now I'll look into the financials to see, okay, what are they trying to tell me? What do the numbers tell me now that I know what they're telling me? Um, so like they're very positive about their future prospects of data center cooling business. So we'll see. But if you go to like their slides, I don't know if it's going to show up. Yeah. So again, now all of a sudden they've got data centers, right? First thing they show you on the first slide. And then here they got data centers at the top of the pie. That's what they want you to see. So is it there though? Um, their growth is down a bit. Is it just the macro situation is not in their favor right now? It's unclear. But margins, I mean, this is a very HVAC is very defensible margins. There's not that many companies that have the know-how and technology to develop this stuff. So I'm not so concerned about that. It's a lot of it's more the sales. So we'll see. I'm still kind of looking at like I'm semi I looked at this a while ago and then it was just too expensive. So now I'm giving it another look. But I don't know. Like I really like the thesis on HVAC companies in this going forward, really. Just you got decarbonization, these companies benefit from global warming, these companies will benefit from. Now data center solutions, like like Tran, Carrier, freaking Aon. Um, I'm probably saying it wrong. There's a few others, which some of them are kind of. I think the smaller players, I get worried that they won't be able to keep up with the innovations in heat pump technology. There's some Japanese players you can't really get hold of because they're just part of giant conglomerates, which is such a bummer. My brother will give me a lead on like this is a really good HVAC heat pump technology. I'll go search. I'm like, oh, it's a division of some massive Japanese 200-year-old company. It's a dinosaur. So not every thesis goes anywhere. But these are companies, man. You could just I think the it'll only get better over time. Like these are companies you can just buy and hold if you get in at the right time. Um, Paul loves swing trade Intel, but he never makes profit, just premium. So sad. No, like that's what I'm gonna think about it. I kind of feel like I want to stick to my players though. So I don't know. Like I feel pretty good about my players, KLAC, AMD. Um, I think Carrier is kind of a play on this also. But yeah, this if it got to like 25, like 30. Okay, 30 and then 25 is like the freaking man. That would be like the freaking perfect in my head right now, thinking of modeling it, but I don't know. But because they've had all these operating losses coming out because they're building out, right? They're building out all the fabs. They're building out the infrastructure. You got the Chip Act, which I don't know if they've even gotten the funds from the Chip Act yet. So when is this all going to come online? Like, why not just wait until most of this stuff comes near being on production? And if they're saying like, are they saying early 25 or are we talking like mid 26? Because I keep seeing different timelines of when all these new foundries are gonna start producing. We will see. Because like Texas Instrument went through a cycle. They just stood up, I think, at least one fab in Texas. So they were doing build outs, and you could see the price kind of the last like year reflected they were doing a build out, dropped to like 140s, 150s. I have a very small position in Texas Instrument for a while, so I didn't really want to do much more. You can see the build out now. I think they're actually going to see the benefits of it now. So could this be Intel for you if you buy it right now? There's nothing certain about this one, but you can see like some. I always think first thing like, could I see this doubling in 5 years? If I don't have some sort of fairly confidence that it could double in 5 years, I almost think, well, why even bother? I could just buy an index, because that's a baseline. In 5 years, right, the index could do 50%. So I like starting point. Could it double? And then I can work from there. Some ideas I see, I just don't see the juice in it. When some people ask about what about this or that, like I'm not in the business of individual stocks for 20% in 5 years. I don't believe in life work balance. Well, I do. The When you get to my age, like, all I care about, like, I should say, pretty much the biggest thing I care about in life is stress. That's my whole life right now is, like, stress. If things make me have more stress, I will cut them out, or I'll just like, if I have like, my friends don't cause me stress or my family, I feel pretty good about that. My job is most part pretty stress-free. Stress will kill you at my age. Stress leads you to habits that are going to like drinking, smoking. I've had a stressful job before, and all those bad things that you don't think you're going to start drinking, man, you're a bad job away from that happening to any of us, I think. Just given the a bad job, man, you're going to be at the 7-Eleven getting Red Bulls or Red Dogs. You're going to be like, what the hell's happened to me? So, Intel can't die. I said Intel's not going back. It's not going anywhere. Which is when people say that, like, if you don't like a stock, and they'll go, "Well, they're not going bankrupt." Like, I didn't imply that. Like, that's a weird thing to say. Like, you don't have to invest in every company that's not gonna die. Um, Fuhad, do you smoke marijuana? I think he dabs, right? God, I was about to preach. Oh, we're at an hour now. Dan, be quiet, please. Oh my God, what is going on? Wait, I'm so behind on this. All right, I'm gonna skip forward. He smokes to cope with losses in the stock market. Oh no. ASO. Yeah, the what is I have no idea what ASO is at actually right now. Man, when it I remember when it dropped here. I remember when it was like $50 and I'm like, maybe this is the right time to buy it. This company's always been expensive. It's such an amazing business. They just They just sell like every person in America, they're the like dominant position in the, water heater business. And then water heaters don't last that long. So they're constantly being replaced in new construction. It's like fantastic business. But like I remember looking at it, I don't remember where. I think it was here. And they were talking a lot. The hopefulness was about India. Like they were going to expand in international. And that was the big hope everyone had. And the multiple was just nuts, I thought, for what the businesses they're in. And I didn't fully believe if you tell me that if a US company tells you they're going to go international, like you really need to think and you really need to think about that because there's a good chance that it could not work. Um, it's not a guarantee at that point, you know. That's the Ulta problem too. So man, shit, $50. Yeah, I know. It's just always so expensive, it seems to me, for what they do, but great business. I think the other thing that scared me was their payout ratio. I think the last time I looked at it, their dividend payout ratio was getting fairly high to actually their operating cash flow. They were almost paying out their entire operating cash flow in a dividend, which was kind of concerning me. I haven't looked at it in a while though. Great business though. And then too, I don't know if they're a dominant player in the tankless water heaters. If I was going to buy this, I'd have to at this point now, 2 years later from when the last time I looked at it, I'd have to like because that's a lot of the business my brother told me is going towards the tankless. So I don't know if they're the dominant player in the tankless like they are the tank water heaters. So that would also be a concern with something like this. Um, Marshall is here. What up, Andrew? I think I'm gonna cut it soon. I don't have much more to talk about. And yet you don't ban Gil. We did ban him on Capital Mindset for like a day. I think he should be unbanned at this point. It was kind of funny, but the only thing you get me if you spam my comments too much, man, like repeatedly the same thing over and over again, it's like it kill me. Like it's really annoying. You like on my end to look at the comments and see like something constantly, like the same damn message constantly, or it gets annoying. Dan's thumbnail is him drinking. Yes. I should probably change that. I don't know if that'll that's fine. I'll probably change it later. Yeah, and one thing I noticed, did anyone else notice CoffeeZilla did the video of Graham Stephan with Graham Stephan in the thumbnail, and then like an hour or two later, he takes Graham Stephan out of the thumbnail and he just puts himself. So I know CoffeeZilla has done this in the past where he starts with one thumbnail and then like a few hours later he switches it. I don't know, maybe he thinks that he gets double clicks out of people, but it was kind of strange to see that. It's like, did Graham call him and tell him to take him off the thumbnail? There's microbreweries everywhere. I can go. That's one thing I love about living in upstate New York. Like I can any direction I want to go within an hour, I can go to breweries on lakes, breweries downtown. Like there's so many breweries. I've probably scratched the surface. Some of them are sometimes you go to them though, and I gotta say they're not all great. Sometimes the beer is kind of subpar, and then they don't have the food to save them. Usually the food is not really why you go to those places. So boxing and lifting. I used to box. I just kind of run and I mostly run, bike, lift now. Monster? Wait, I think you're talking about Monster. What is Monster at? Man, I know if this gets under 50, this is on my watch list too. Um, I'm not going to do research. Like it's like here's another thing, time management. Like I have a watch list. That actually wouldn't be such a bad investing video. Maybe Fabio would want to do it too. Like what does actual investing look like to someone that has like a job, like not just someone that's a YouTuber all day? Like what is actual investing during a week? Like I'm working, right? I have kids, I have a job, you know, you have like I'm listening to podcasts, maybe at lunch break I read some stuff. I have like notes. I have like a journal. Do I have it here? I don't know if I have an old one here, maybe. No, I don't know. I have a journal. I'll write stuff down, and then most of it's late at night where I'll do some actual research or on the weekends on Sundays, and then I have a watch list. The watch list will guide, if stuff gets into a price range that makes it interesting. Like it's a waste of time to do research on a stock at 55 if I only want to buy it if it gets below 50. So I'll just wait till it gets that time. Like time spent researching a company matters. Because that's a return too, right? Your time should have a return. And that's like I've said to, I think Fu Hat, I'll open the 10K or the 10Q. If it's like 300-page 10Q, I'm out. I'm just probably out unless I think in my head it's like a really good thesis, like I could like 4x it. I'm not reading that. Like if I open the 10Q, hopefully it's 50 pages. Then I can just do keyword searches and figure out what I want to know about the company, cut off the investigation. I'm not going to be like the Sofi channels that like fucking beat every single detail of a company to the very death. And I'm like, at some point, some of that knowledge on a company is just useless. You're buying a company to be an investor to make some money. Um, you don't need to know every facet of a business, but you got to get to the nuts and bolts of it's quick. And then once you understand, like, what are your questions, right? And then you work from there. Uh, Stress spelled backwards is dessert. Okay. Oh, you're funny. Alcohol? Oh, dude, alcohol is awesome. Uh, you just don't do it a lot. Do it like you do it with friends. Like drink like once every week. You don't need a beer sitting on your couch watching a baseball game. It's a waste of alcohol. Wait till you actually are going out and doing fun stuff. So I should put some more whiskey in that, but it's okay. Women get you killed. Man. I've been married 17 years, so it'd be almost 20 years soon. Yeah, dude. So this is why I've never gotten it. I don't think I'll ever get a tankless. I'm just not a fan of. My brother makes fun of me all the time because he's an HVAC engineer, so he's got all the state of the art, knowledge and stuff and equipment. And he's just like, the technology is awesome. It saves you money. And I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, it's a lot of you've added computer parts there to something I didn't need computer parts because my water tank there's no circuit board in I try and keep it basic. It's a water tank. It doesn't have circuit boards. It just has a thermometer. Yeah. So now you're adding more complexity to your house. So I've been like a no to this stuff so far. I mean, I guess it can always change, but and that's the other thing. Like, I don't know if the whole idea of being a smart house, where like everything in your house was, has wireless and it's all attached to like your phone, everything. Like, I know some people had that vision. I don't think people really ever wanted it. I don't know anybody in my life that has like anything close to a smart home besides having like Alexas. Like the concept of having your lights, your garage door, your front door, everything in your house accessible to like on smart tech, smart blinds and stuff. I don't know anybody that's really into all that stuff. I think that whole thought process kind of just it never happened. Um, we love Dan. My God, we've gone so far. Uh-oh, he's spamming. It's gonna get you timed out, boy. YouTuber all day. Wow, throwing shade to CM. What? Who did? Don't need to do research on Monster. Just ask Andrew. Well, if it does get under 50, I'm sure we'll talk about it. So, although I have Pepsi, honestly, I might sell my Pepsi. I'm kind of I don't I don't I don't know. I don't know how much further it's going to go. I think the value in Pepsi would almost be to split up, like do a split of the company at this point. That's I don't know if they would do it though. Like split it up from the food and the beverage pieces. Um, it could have. I've never seen anyone lately. Nobody. Someone suggested it years ago, an activist investor, but I haven't heard of anything recently. I think I don't know which side I'd want more though. I'd probably want the food side actually might be the more appealing business than the drink business in Pepsi. We're a microbrewery. You should probably just buy a leafy, but pay us double for something worse than Stella because we're a microbrewery. Oh, so yeah. I should show like I have photo galleries of some of the breweries I go to. So a lot of like the ones in the cities are really nice, but then you go to the ones in the country and it's basically just they converted like a wood cabin shell, like a shed, and they converted it into a brewery. They'll have like chairs, but like there's one downtown near me called Brown's, and it's in like this like 300. It's in like this like 300-year-old building, and you can actually see like the old logs still. They didn't like cover them, and like the what is it, mortise and tenon? How they blocked everything together. It's pretty cool actually. It's right near a river. Um, you want me to come on and convince you of a certain short? No, no. I am not. I am not uncertain. But I disagree, Dan. I'm not sure what part I said. I painted a house that had small important light every room. Wait. Oh. Oh, okay. Oh, I know what you're saying now. Oh, interesting. The one piece of tech I do want to do, I would love to put like a computer or a smart TV in my kitchen so that I can put recipes on it. So I have a tablet. So I have like 4 recipe books. I just throw it on the tablet, but it'd be so much nicer just have it on a screen. But I'm not really sure where I could put it in my kitchen that wouldn't look like crap. That's kind of the problem. But that's interesting. But yeah, most I'm not opposed to it. I don't know if I would like go out of my way to make my house like a smart house. Like I don't know if that would really it just doesn't matter to me. Like the Alexas and I have like an Alexa in most rooms to play music and tell me what the weather is. It's really honestly about all I care about for it. I have 2 computers. No. No way, they just brainwash a bunch of people you want to drink alcohol, which is literally toxic poison. Alcohol is awesome. I know what you guys are talking about. Just be adults and don't do it too much. So it's my libertarian side. Let everything be legal. Let God sort it out. I'm joking. All right, I think that's oh man, this has gone on in a while. Um, so yeah, other than that, I'm gonna look at that HVAC company more. Um, Consumer price index. Didn't that I had that pulled up. Did I pull it up somewhere? Damn, I don't see it. Oh, the last part. So this was the last subject I had, I think. So I talked about this on a live stream maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago that I said June 6th was going to be an important date, not just for Normandy, but the Europeans were going to have a meeting about lowering their interest rates. And most analysts had said that their prediction was they were going to do it. So, and they did. Here we go. Cut its key interest rate to 3.75 from 4. So it's kind of funny they did their meeting on D-Day, which is kind of interesting that they planned it that way. It's not like you get it off, and it's not like a federal holiday here. So Europeans lowered their rates. Okay, now everyone's been lock stock with this stuff, right? Everybody in the world, Canada, EU, US, have all kind of agreed. Raise. I think they had like handshake agreements. Canada, I believe, also did right 2 days ago. So this is an interesting time. So you had 3 players, right? You had, like, all these it was like a three-person quick draw. So who blinked first? Well, we thought we were in charge probably, and now the EU and Canada are lowering the rates all of a sudden. Like, what are we gonna do? Oh my god, my comments are crazy. Okay. So, how will this affect the US, you could think? Another way you could think about this is, well, say America doesn't lower our rates, we keep our rates up because maybe the Fed does stick to their priorities, right? And their decision making on the rates does not include what the EU and Canada does. There's nothing in Jay Powell's decision making that he's ever said about the reserve or the decisions on the interest rates. Um, They've what Europe does shouldn't have any bearing on what he does, but we don't know. So is there businesses maybe that want to move debt? They had some debt in the US, now they move it to Europe. Maybe there's some international business who could benefit from this. But interesting time. Um, will the US follow suit? Then this could be lead you to some investment ideas as far as interest rates. So I'm more interested in more industrial ideas and housing at this point. Um, so I'm gonna probably focus on some of that stuff. I just stuff about like climate change, design, HVAC. It just interests me. So if I'm gonna do it beyond my God, I'm about can I shut that off? Oh my god, 60 people? Good lord. 60 people. Holy crap. 61. Can we get to 100? No, wait, wait. 69. We're not leaving until we get to 69. I'm kidding. That's me. Kevin's trash, but it's me, Kevin. So it's interesting, like the interest rate part. But you got to get your brain. Like, does this matter for your investing? Maybe it's just a piece of information you put in your pocket. But the rest of the world, I think like societies around the world are just sick of these rates being so high, and I think they're pushing their governments to lower it to some degree. There's political pressure being put in place to do this, and now we got the elections this fall. In my prediction, they're gonna friggin' lower rates before the election. I think. I mean, obviously, Biden has no say in it, but come on, like, yeah, wink, wink. I'm sure. Um. So, anyways, I think that's all I have. Let me check my itinerary. Yeah. Alcohol is harem. Fuck. See, you don't have good microbreweries where you live in. I bet Los Angeles, man. Psh, I that's one thing. Like, so I've talked to Jet. Like, I'm convinced. Like the Northeast and Northwest, best microbrewery cultures. So people from the trees appreciate beer more than anywhere else. That's what Jesse and me are from the trees. So, all right. Well, probably back to one live stream a week. I'm going to do at least one video this weekend. I think I've got to finish my covered call ETF topic. I did one. I was going to do a different version. Um, I need more Paul content because I can't stand that guy. Wait, maybe I should show you. I don't think I have any personal information on here. One second. No, maybe I'll leave this for a skit because I want to read one of Paul's. See if I could read one of Paul's emails in a skit. So, guys, he is so like Paul is so desperate to make you want to like love him as some guru investor. Like he is so like it's all he thinks about. He just wants to be like this like Warren Buffett or Peter Lynch acolyte. I don't know. I don't know what he wants. He wants to be like this well-known investor guy from Ohio. So I wish he would stop emailing me. So thank you for watching. What should we end with? We could end with Meet Kevin. No, we're not gonna end. No, I know we're gonna end since we talked about SoFi. There's only one way to end when you talk about SoFi. So, or I could do did anybody watch when I was with Chris? I had the Chris out intro.
I'm looking for a man in finance with trust fund. 6'5", blue eyes.
I actually got to send that to him. That was fun. So I could use actually I didn't get copywritten on that, so I can use that video and just throw anybody's clips in there now. So yeah, if someone says you stole the meme, I'll like it's a meme, dude. Like chill out. All right. Do you want me to end with that? Put it on disk. I don't know if because I think it's too big. It's 52 megabyte file. I'd have to shrink it to like a really crappy resolution. I think I don't freaking pay for Nitro. Yeah, Paul just wants to be loved. I feel bad for him. I really think like he is so. His brother must be like the freaking like unicorn, and he's so desperate to try and get some admiration from his brother. I think it's just so weird. Like when I read his letters, like it's just cringy as hell. Like he brags about stuff that is not his doing. Like it's like his family bought. In some video, he was like, "We've lost out on a lot of houses because we're not willing to pay the price, the market price." Like, well, you're just dumb. Then it sounds like you keep telling everyone in your life that you want stuff for like dirt cheap prices. I don't think they're as good as business people as we think. But well, maybe his brother is. So yeah, I don't really have much else to say. So we're at an hour and a half. I mean, I don't know what else to talk about. I'm just getting back into the swing of see that's the thing with like core, like the way my portfolio is like most of my investments are pretty automatic and my speculation account is the only thing that you would really worry about if you were gone for a few weeks. And right now it's like Crocs, Nexstar Media, Micron. I don't have the options anymore in Micron, so I'd have to open my broker. It's only like some position. I had to take taxes out of my speculated account, so I pulled the tax money out of it. So I'm ready for that. Uncle Sam's gonna get his piece. All right. So we'll end with the one and only Sofi Noto. All right. Thanks for watching, and have a good night. Enjoy your weekend. See you later.